Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Team Fortress TV for ETF2L Season 36 Premiership Division Week 2 game between Virtus.Bro and Feint Gaming. My name is Lucky Star. I'm joined by Beta on production and Yanyul as my co-cast. How's it going, buddy?
Hello, how's it going?
Yeah, it's going fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. It's a beautiful day. The weather's nice. Sun's out.
I love the sun, me being ginger and blonde. It's great. I just get burnt immediately.
Yeah,
anyway,
same here, to be fair.
Beautiful game today. Feint Gaming, Virtus.Bro, both of these teams looking pretty strong, actually. Both of them have managed to gain 6 points after their first week. But varying results from both teams that we can talk about both these teams. How are you feeling about them?
Yeah, I'm feeling like it's going to be a good matchup. Like you say, they've both managed to get some points in the bag, but they've also both had a bit of a rough game as well. So hopefully this is a good matchup between them.
Yeah, I mean, Virtus.Bro going against the Gay Jail, I believe, had a bit of a Strug City on process. 2-3, the final scoreline. Not the a result I think Carls was looking for when he decided that they were going to play against. I'm going to go ahead and say it may be a little bit of a taboo, but potentially the bottom Prem team, hoping that they're going to get some more points on the board there, only managing to win out by one round, you know. Bit of a knock to the confidence. Of course, I'm going to talk about their roster now, which we have Cars on Medic, Mist on the Scout, Tobbs on Soldier, DQZ on Soldier, Lanza as the Pocket Scout, and Kuna as the Demo Man. So a pretty solid roster, in my opinion, but fresh faces to Prem as well, with Kuna on the roster.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if he can really play within himself, you know, and really do what he needs to do to be able to win out the game. So I'm looking forward to it, yeah. On blue team, we have Voxtech and Gazi on Scout, Mula on Demo, possibly? I thought it was Matty Azen on Demo, but Fishcop on Roamer, I think, and Rising on Pocket, as well as DQZ on Med. So this should be pretty powerful, in my opinion. I'm definitely going to look out for Rising and Fishcop, because I feel like if they can get the synergy going, they're going to be a powerful duo.
Rising is one powerhouse of a soldier. I've had the lovely joy of watching Rising play games for like 6 or 7 odd seasons now, and this man is he's a killing machine. I love watching him play. It's like artwork. To watch him play the game. But one thing I have to say is the deceptive powerhouse of Virtus.Bro, the solid counter to the Rising, and that is Mist. This man drops frags. He drops frags, man.
Yeah, definitely. Like we say, it should be a good match. They're both looking pretty equal, so hopefully we don't have any connection issues, because I think that's what happened between Virtus.Bro and Gay Jail. I think Gay Jail had some connection issues, and that's what kind of slowed them down a little bit. But yeah,
pretty sure that's the reason why the reason they lost the game was because of that. In fact, because they lost one round because of connection issues on Torret, I think it was. Yeah, and they got blue into sub, but it obviously had Uber disad out of that scenario, because you know the medic disconnected. They had to get a new one because of DDoSing or whatever the hell it was. But on the opposing side, Feint Gaming though, playing against the Frenchies. What happened there was, I have no idea. The Frenchies came out, they destroyed them.
Yeah, it was, they came out the gates running.
It was rough. I watched that game. I was like, what is happening? How is this happening? The Germans losing to the French? This hasn't happened before, as far as I'm aware.
Never in the history of man has Germany lost to France.
Let's just leave that pun by the wayside there and just move along with our lives. But yeah, that was quite the pounding actually from the French team. I didn't expect them to come out and destroy as hard as they did. I mean, Karnax was on a tear the whole game.
Yeah.
Hit some cryptic shots. That's all I'm going to say during that game. Watching him was a bit of a delight. But obviously coming into this, I think Feint Gaming honestly have what it takes. They've had this synergy going on with the whole German thing going on for a while. They lost War, who was playing on their team, and they also had a British medic at one point, and they had Mente as well popping around, and they were doing pretty well. But coming into the season, you know, losing against the Frenchies, it's got to knock your confidence a little bit. But hopefully we can see them with improvements in what they've worked on in the last couple scrims and how they've sort of improved going forwards. So it'll be interesting to see what they get on with.
Yeah, like you say, it can kind of go one of two ways. It can either knock your confidence and you kind of fall off the horse a little bit and kind of take the loss and get you a bit emo about it. Or, like you say, you can take what you did wrong, improve it, and come out as a more powerful team. So it should be... let's hope for their sake, that it's the second case.
You can pray for that to happen. Anyway, we have actually got every single player on the server right now. It looks like they're using Mula as medic on the side of Fengame, so bringing in that. So Matiasian is going to be up on the demo man for this game. So it looks like they are popping around a little bit. We were expecting Bobby to be playing instead, but unfortunately it looks like he can't make it. He's actually doing pretty well himself, actually. Bobby, playing, like, in the last couple of games I saw, he wasn't really... He was playing with the team rather well, but they just kept crumbling in situations. So I think there's a lot of potential for the main medic on the side of Fane Gaming, and interesting to see how his career develops in Prem as well, alongside Kuna. So it's going to be like a big old Prem debut fallout for these teams the next time that they could potentially meet. But yeah, any predictions coming out for this game?
I'm not sure how I feel. I feel like it's going to be quite equal, but I feel like there is quite a high chance of crumble, like you say. Like, I feel like it's going to be equal until one team pulls ahead, and then it might just crumble and fall apart for the other team, which hopefully it doesn't. We can hope for a equal game and a good game, but I'm going to give it to Fane, I feel like.
Oof. See, that's contradictory to what I was going to say, because I was actually going to say Virtus.Bro. I reckon they've got this game in the bag, already secured. They're going home with 6 points after this game. Just you watch. They're bringing it home.
As foreseen in the prophecy.
One thing we didn't talk about as well, the maps for this week are CP Sunshine, a map that has been brought into the season a little while ago after Seven got absolutely smashed on it by Froyotech in Insomnia. I love to relive that dream just so I want to cry a little bit more at night when I fall asleep. And also we have Granary as the second map. It's been in the pool for ages. Had a few little small changes made to it to make it a better, more competitive map. So great maps coming out as well. Although Medic Death Mode is just Granary in a nutshell. Talking about Sunshine though, which team do you reckon has the better coordination, do you think, out of the two? Because that's usually the team that wins on Sunshine.
Yeah, I feel like it's really going to come down to the soldier duo on each team. Like, there's so much high ground on this map, and although Stout is obviously very good at denying high ground, if you can penetrate the high ground with both soldiers, you're looking to be in a powerful situation. Whereas on Granary, it's kind of the opposite. It's more very choky and slow paced. So I feel like Scouts will have more free reign on that map.
Yeah, for sure. And we are actually going live as both teams are readied, and we have got good luck, have fun in the chat coming out from both teams. And I'm going to be following Kuna on his way to the first mid-fight. So it's going to be interesting to see how these teams do. Let's see who takes the points home as we make our way into the first mid. A little bit of a slow rollout from both demo men, it would appear, but we have got both of them rolling out flowers, just trying to stick off each other's chokes. We have got a large rollout here from Fane Gaming coming through the flower area. They have got both medics in now, and it looks like DQC is taking this initiative on top of the high ground here. Fishkopf now bombing around towards Cars. Looks like he's going to try and pick him out there, but Kuna is the first frag going down. A nice collapse here coming out from the blue sides. They do find a bunch more players. Cars is all alone on flowers. It's just going to be opting to try and leave it, but Fishkopf on the flank, going to be walking in, lands one nice rocket into Cars' feet. But now Fishkopf insanely low, having to fight against Mist, and that's not a fight that I will want to take. And Cars and Mist escape with their lives.
Yeah, Matty Asen a little bit faster to mid there, but does take a lot of early damage from the Sollies. He was actually about 40 HP with a rocket coming towards him, and his men missed the arrow. So it's very fortunate that that rocket didn't connect, because it could have gone a completely different way if they'd have managed to trade out those demo frags.
Yeah, it could have gone in a totally different direction indeed. Now we're just going to see a bit of a stalemate. As I say that, Rising takes a pipe to the forehead and goes down immediately. DQZ with the counter sack, not even wanting to go with his team, not organising a single thing, and immediately dies. And now we're just going to see this more stalemate here. But Rising could come up on an off-pass, opting to sit on Soldier.
Lands are on Sniper top left, had a nice view angle onto the medic and shutter, but he just didn't peek it, which is very disciplined from the medic there, because that shot was looking potent, but it just never happened. So he got a body shot onto the demo instead, but nothing came of it. He didn't go down.
Looks like he is going to be opting to hold close in lobby here. A strong peek from any direction, capable of forcing that medic, but it looks like they've got them on lockdown now, waiting to decide what they're going to do with their next sack, probably just mulling it over. And they've managed to put up a sentry gun now. Mist has got that level 3 up. Not sure if it's been spotted by any of the blue players yet. They might hear the beep. And they probably spotted it now as they peek a soldier top right. But it's going to be hard now for them to sack in with that level 3 sentry gun in play, especially in the position that it's in.
Yeah, it's a very powerful sentry on this last push, because it just denies basically the whole area around the point, and including the point itself. So, like you say, very hard to sack onto a medic when he's being guarded by a level 3 sentry, especially hard to sack on a medic when he's being guarded by a level 3 sentry and a sniper. Speaking of the sniper, going for a deep peek on top left here. Nothing there though, they're all the way out of lobby, so very disciplined play from Feint here, realizing they have the advantage and they don't need to rush anything.
Yeah, they understand the state of play, you know, lose one, get out of the lobby, much safer to do, easier to hold a shutter door and a small choke point than it is to try and hold in that lobby area and just get flanked from all kinds of directions. So very disciplined from them. Clearly been practicing this map, it would appear, and looks like the stalemate's just gonna keep on going, and it's gonna be, you know, the one thing I'm interested to see after this game is the amount of heals this dispenser does.
Fishcop going in for a sack. Oh, he actually crouched in the corner and got under the eyes of the sentry, almost getting a rocket onto the med, but unfortunately not connecting.
Yep, 2 down now. We can expect some kind of maybe deep push out there. Our Sticky's currently on the shutter and top right.
Nice shot from Lanza, yeah.
Gazzy's just waiting around that corner though. Has now been called and he's going to get collapsed upon by 2 soldiers. The Uber now comes out just to save Gazzy's life. Looks like they're not going to get anything with this other than DQZ who's trying to retreat through dungeon. And they are going to be retreating onto second. Looks like they're going to now opt to play passive. Rising's now bottom right going for that early force onto cars as the push out is going to be coming.
Getting good spam, but unfortunately gets too directed, so just goes down super weak and tries to jump away and kills himself.
Fantastic gameplay coming up for him there.
Yeah,
Tuning
all
out,
the way
bombing
out
in nice
second,
and deep.
yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
That's
They are
a
getting this kill.
nice retake from Virtus.Bro there, really playing around their sniper and the advantage that they had after getting the force onto Feint. Here we see them kind of posturing onto choke and into cafe. They're taking good spam from Fishkoff, but I don't think it's going to be enough to get this force. I think they need to try and hightail that out of here and try and contest the force as they're pushing into second.
Yeah, there's a nice steady controlled shove in there from Virtus.Pro, managing to reclaim that mid for free. Mula's going to be coming up with a supercharge very soon. Kaz is going to be calling this, so it looks like we are going to be going for another stalemate. But now that we have Virtus.Pro in the driving seat, they're going to be able to show off some of what they've learnt from their sack attempts in the past. So, very common sack attempts that they can try and set up here. What are you thinking?
I think the bomb through flowers is quite potent, where you jump from like the base of the wall on the right of flowers and do the wall shot. You know, you can get a lot of speed, a lot of height, and mainly just getting away from those scouts. But it doesn't matter. Fishcop is owning DQZ, and they're getting another frag on into cafe. Tobbs is 69 HP epic, getting out through their cafe, and this is push material in my opinion. They're posturing up in flowers here to try and bust through, but unfortunately they do lose Voxtech in cafe, so they're gonna have to back out and play a little bit more fearful.
Yeah, Kaz here with an excellent position there. Just absolutely tanks the scattergun shot and then doesn't use and just man modes it and holds onto that Uber. Looks like they do want to see if they can take a bit of an Uber trade, but this demo man seriously sticking them out here. They're not going to be able to get anything, so now rotating back around to choke just to seeing them prod the defense and see where the holes are.
Yeah, it's really disciplined play from both teams here. They're not overextending on slight advantages and feeding, so I'm enjoying this so far.
It's going to be interesting to see what they try and do. I think what they have to do here is they need to get Voxy off that high ground, either by spamming him or by distracting from another area. So, you know, fake pushing in flowers, try and draw the team away. Because the normal thing that they're trying to do here is, what's going to happen is the demo is just going to spam stickies. Kuhn is going to spam sticky until he hits the med, and then they're going to sack a soldier, and hopefully the HP being slightly down the medic will be enough to force him when the soldier comes in. That's like the normal state of play, but I think they should really be trying something else here, since it doesn't seem to have worked the first time they tried it and they lost 2, and it looked a bit risque. But Fishkopf now bombing in on flowers on towards mid.
This is a good force opportunity from Feint here. They're deep in flowers. Unfortunately, Fishkopf had to back out because he's low HP. Voxtech taking a direct on the top of fence next to choke, so it's not the best HP for pushing. But like you say, they need to kind of do something because they are at a disadvantage, whether not a round disadvantage, but a positioning disadvantage.
Yeah, DQZ actually taking a 1v1 with Fishkopf there is going to give them the one-man advantage, and it looks like they are now looking for Tobbs to get buffed to go in for a sack. And they're angling towards flowers, the flowers one that you talked about before. Tobbs is going to be trying to take that high ground, does whiff the jump a little bit there. Isn't going to manage to grab it, but they're just sort of sitting here, not really doing too much. DQZ now actually posturing towards choke. Looks like he had an opportunity there to get in, but Voxy there just spotting him out, and he looks like he doesn't want to go for it. And they're just going to chill out once again. It's very resident sleeper in this game.
You say that, but I think it's a it's a 4D chess at the moment, you know? They're trying to push on. The reality of the situation is a one-man advantage isn't that much. So overcommitting on a one-man advantage is very easy to equalize that advantage or even lose 2 players. As we see in Flowers here, 2 players very weak in Flowers but do get arrowed, so luckily they don't lose those 2 players. I think the positioning from Voxtech, where he's playing on top of this fence, is very powerful because there are a few nice like skip jumps you can do through the ramp on Joke, and that scout is just completely denying that entire viability, basically. Does take a direct from Cafe, but manages to get the pack, so it's still pretty healthy. Demo is pretty far in Choke, but not really being contested all that much. So we can see a possible push here coming from Choke and Cafe. Nice bomb in. Voxtech very low. Oh, the sticky connects. Oh, this is risky.
Ooh.
2 players going down. Voxtech's 4 HP finally gets arrowed.
And escaping, yeah.
It looks like a second cap for Virtus.Bro.
Easy clap there for them, and that was just very nice. It was a very nice slow push coming out from them. They just managed to like find the damage, managed to get through, poked holes in the defense. They found Fishcop on the flank first, and that was the sort of start of the crumble. But it's still even Ubers, so it's going to be another stalemate. But it's a lot easier, I think, the stalemate towards last, where you can actually have these sack opportunities, because it's easier to hold them in last than it is to hold them on second. You know.
Definitely, I hard agree with that. The choke points are there to just get the spam in and stop them from pushing out freely. So yeah, I agree with that sentiment, definitely. I feel like the heavy, possibly not the optimum off class for this point. They've had quite a time that could have been enough to set up a sentry. DQZ with a nice shot on Gazi, just hard scoping around that corner and hitting the flick shot onto the head.
Yeah, very nice from him. Actually ending up to... Oh, Tobbs is in super deep onto Mula. There is cap time as well. The force comes out as missed pressures. And that is going to be huge there. Cars not even in the vicinity. Has full Uber to play with now. He's actually going to be backing all the way up. Missed on a very low amount of HP. Is going to survive. And that is actually going to be really strong for them here. Because if they lost another player, that could have been a bit of a strong push out. Maybe a small hold on second. Could have got a force out. And things could have gone wrong. But missed surviving there. Doing dividends for the team. Unfortunately now, of course, they have Uberad and DQZ up on Sniper. So we're going to see where they want to take this one.
Yeah, it was an interesting choice from the off-class of Feint there. The sniper peaked just as the heavy switched off onto NG, so they managed to get the frag and clean up that gun pretty much immediately. But there is a level 3 up on point already going down, unfortunately. Lots of stickies on point, but it is getting played. The stickies are dead, and now there's a pyro rush to point, but doesn't really achieve anything. Gets headshot by DQZ again, so he's in the sad zone at the moment.
Absolute sad zone. Miss going for the point now. Car's going to be running back with him. The Uber comes out. That was an insanely fast build there coming up from Mula, but a little bit of a panic pop I think there. You just thought, enemy team is in, I better use the supercharge to save my team, but didn't need to. Carl's does survive. 30% Uber for him, but he's not connected to anyone, so it's going to be Uber advantage dwindling away. Now finally reconnects as DQZ manages to headshot Matty AZN in lower, and this could be a recall for a push here. 2 down on the side of Feint Gaming. They're going to poke the holes in this team, and it looks like another headshot rings out to Fishkopf. He's going back into spawn. There are no real players holding on last as Lanzis finally gets taken down their cars. Just going to be playing with his demo man. Does drop down there 2 lower, and they've got a scout in on second. Gazi pressuring super hard on DQZ. Yeah,
nice
he's going to be
arrow
getting
onto Tobbs there from Cars, for maybe saving his life. I was going to note there that Tobbs was actually a battalion's backup, so I enjoyed that decision, but he does go down before anything can really come of it, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate for him. But Cart, surviving through all of this, man, his survivability is something to be woefully joyed by every medic that watches him play the game. Looks like he's going forward now, very confident Uber. Yeah, the chariot Uber, the double scout Uber in towards Mula, knowing they have Uber advantage.
This is
Mula's caught
powerful.
out.
He's trying to pick up the medigun, but oh no! He gets ran out by a scout and immediately 2-shot. That was almost an epic play, but unfortunately turns into an epic fail. He says, "My bind reset" in chat. So unfortunately, I guess he was just spamming buttons on his keyboard trying to find the correct key to pick up the medigun, and unfortunately commits to it a little bit too hard.
Just do what I usually do, just mash your fist against the keyboard until you find the button.
Just smash your face into it. Who cares if you get a nosebleed when you have 80% Uber advantage?
Looks like Voxy's actually opting to get back up on the engineer class. The short Texan man is his favourite Bob the Builder out in force. And they are going to be constructing that sentry gun once again as they're looking to hold up on this last. Still 0-0 on the scoreboard. And 13 minutes have passed. And it's going to be interesting to see how they want to break this one. But Tobbs back up on the banner, understands the situation.
Yeah, I think that banner is a powerful play because you can just... Not only are you tankier by 30 HP, which is enough to survive 3 directs, like, the reduced damage and the note from sentry guns is so powerful on the off-Uber pushes.
Yep, he is managing to build it as well, up to around 40% now on that banner, so he's just going to be building that one out very slowly. Looks like, okay, Kaz nearly jumped into a reflect rocket, that was terrifying. But Gazzy is up on his main class. Kaz has been boxed in the shutter, has to actually use it as Gazzy comes in super deep for the force. Just sets him on fire, and the spam was there, no one was holding top right. Demo Man was nowhere to be seen in lobby, so unfortunately they're going to have to give that one up. Mula with 100% Uber advantage, and Gazzy doing work on the Pyro class.
Yeah, they're switching off both off classes now, so it definitely looks like they're trying to really push on this Uber advantage, which I agree with, because you don't want to be holding last forever, you know? Like, eventually you are going to make a mistake and they are going to push, but maybe this push out is a mistake in itself, because they've lost 2 players and the Uber isn't ideal.
Yeah, Mula
he
is
might get
all
quite
alone.
lower here. Oh no, oh,
The
that's
crumble.
unfortunate.
Yeah, it's like apple crumble all over the place. Looks like there's only 2 players left alive. Matty AZM finally going down. 6-second respawn. It's not going to respawn in time. And that is going to be a point on the board to Virtus.Bro. 14 minutes into the game. That was a hell of a long round.
Yeah, like you say, they played it slow, but they played it very effectively. They didn't want to overcommit on small advantages, but they did commit on the advantages that were big enough. And it ends up winning the round. So well played to Virtus.Bro.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, that is probably the way to play it in an official way. You're looking to win games and actually make waves in Premiership. So coming into the next mid now, we've got both demos rolling out exactly the same towards Flowers, but looks like they're all going to be rotating towards that right-hand side red Tetris. As Tobbs now bombing over towards Cafe, and Gazzy and Mula are going to be on that are going to be on that roof, and DQZ now is going to be pressured on that Cafe area. Fishkoff with the bomb in, Lanza actually going down, AZN going down as well. Unfortunately,
Fishkoff low and choke, very hurt in Cafe as well, but Tobbs may get cleaned up here. No, the scout just doesn't shoot him for some reason. He was like 50 HP, but just doesn't get shot by the scout. And that was a very good mid from Virtus.Bro. They played the rat perfectly. Like, sometimes when the enemy takes your side, you need to take their side, but oh, the Uber comes out in time, and it looks like Kuna's going to go down. But yeah. Kaz doesn't have to use here, so... Oh, they are recommitting now. Oh, he dropped miss.
No.
Oh, but he gets the arrow.
He picks it up, it doesn't matter. Kaz wins those every day of the week.
Yeah,
DQZ
apparently
now.
so.
DQZ bombing in. Looks like they need to get some mid-cap time though, because this could be a refight here coming out from Feint Gaming. Looks like they actually want to try and poke and prod, see what they got going on, as there aren't many red players in on mid. Fishkoff spots this. Voxy's coming in. Looks like Ryzen's going to be bombing as well. They lose 2 immediately off the bat. Tobbs is now going to get caught as well. Matty AZM bombing to the choke. They catch him as well. The cap actually didn't come out from the red side either, so no forward spawns on the side of the red team. Looks like they're going to be forced all the way back here.
Yeah, Matty AZN bombing pretty deep through choke there, managing to get a few stickies on bats, but unfortunately the rest of the team backed out through the shutter. So I don't know whether that was a conscious play and they realized that there were sticks there, but that definitely was the right play because they would have died to those almost definitely.
Yeah, jeez, Monka Giga everywhere, man. Lance is up on the spy class right now. I guess he's actually going to be walking out here. He wasn't just spy checking; he is out in force. Car's actually going to be coming up with that Uber now, so it is going to be even Ubers for this last hole. But it looks like they want to actually try and push this in.
Yeah,
they do pop
Lance
it out
is too slow.
Mistakenly. Cars is in the spawn door, doesn't even really get forced there. Sticky's on point. Voxy gets moved off the point there. Top's now going to be on the point as well, defending that one. Looks like loads of Feint players going down. It's going to be an easy fight here for Virtus.Bro by the end of it. Matty is in. Oh, the air pipe on the DQZ destroys him completely. Missed out taking the 1v1 with a scout on the beam. Isn't going to win that one. Top's the only left survivor, and Feint Gaming are going to win that one out. And that's going to be a round to Feint Gaming.
Yeah, quite the opposite of last round. That round was very fast-paced, very aggressive, and worked out for Feint in the end. I feel like the spy from Lanza there may be a little bit of a throw because they were already in to lobby by the time he was walking out dungeon. So he tried to back out into his last through lower and get a backstab onto the Roma, but the Roma jumped away as his knife was doing the backstab animation. So it's lucky that he wasn't disguised, but he does die to the Roma eventually. So not the best play, but it's still equal, so it's still a fair game.
Indeed, DQZ and Lanza actually going to be fighting on the flank there versus Gazzy, but Gazzy actually winning that one with the assistance of Voxy. It is going to be Fishkoff going down as well. Nice fight from Kuna there to destroy him. Mist is going to be taking that fight as well. Does manage to win his 1v1, and they are going to be moving now as a unit across this point with the player advantage that they have. Voxy might get caught out here, but does escape.
Low, yeah, but they managed to get out just in the nick of time.
Only just surviving there, and it looks like they are going to be poking on towards second here now, Yanyor, but I doubt they're going to be able to take anything.
Yeah, it's pretty equal now, so I think it's the right decision to call off the push, but they are posturing through 2 players into Cafe here. Oh no, they're backing out now. Yeah, I agree with that decision. I feel like over-aggressing onto the second point is not the best idea, especially when the rounds are equal. It's very easy to throw away around on this map because it can be so fast-paced.
Yeah, especially if one team has advantage, it's pretty easy to get in places and be in good positions to not get forced on this map. So it's very difficult for soldiers to get deep enough to catch that medic, you know, especially on Sunshine.
Yeah, there's some good jumping opportunities, but there's also a lot of opportunities for scouts to deny those jumpers. So it really comes down to the meta of the game, basically, which is scout class TF2.
Scout class Fortress.
Yeah, exactly. There's actually a Lanza hiding in the corner in flowers, but he just decides to run around the corner and try and take a 1v1 with a soldier and backs out because he gets directed.
It's going to be interesting to see now if Tobbs wants to call for one of his scouts to come back to get an off-class go, and Voxy actually going insanely low there, but does manage to pick up an arrow. But if we get any off-classes here, maybe a sniper, for example, it could shift the tides in battle, but nope. Looks like we are just opting for standard classes once again. I don't know if Tobbs is up on banner. He's on battalion's backup. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
he's going to be going.
I feel like the banners are greatly underutilized, in my opinion. Like, there's basically no reason not to in these stalemate situations, because the gunboats are great because they allow you to create space and distract players, but in these stalemate situations you're not really doing that. You're just kind of spamming a choke and denying players from jumping in. As we say that, a red bomb comes in, gets a nice direct onto the... Oh, and he does use in the air. Excellent sack play, double sack from Virtus.Bro there, very well coordinated. Let's see if they can stave off the aggression through choke. He's sticking up aggressively, and the bomb comes in from Rising. Oh, Rising, does he do it? Does he do it? Oh, they're both so hurt, but unfortunately there's just not the follow-up that they need.
Cars with the balls of steel, though, not even using out that Uber.
Yeah.
And looks like they're going to be running forwards here, but Cars actually eats a bit of damage and gets forced into lower.
Ooh.
The rocket comes in, does actually
and
get forced
he does
there.
have to use, yeah.
Fishkoff with a nice bomb there, taking down Kuna with the rocket and splashing onto Cars, manages to get the force there. They're not going to be able to get anything else here, but they are currently 2 down on the side of Feint Gaming. One has only just respawned, so they are going to be able to take this fight here, and they are opting for it. Virtus.Bro are going to be running in here. Lands on the low ground, though. Super, really shit positioning coming out from the side of Virtus.Bro, and they are going to be losing 3 players there, just sitting on the low ground, getting absolutely nailed. Latier AZM with a bomb coming in. Cars eats a huge sticky, and they are going to be escaping.
I don't know. They could Feint could chase through choke here, and they could chase through choke here, but like you say, they are escaping now. So maybe possible misplay from Feint there, because you can see Matty AZN likes bombing and playing aggressive, and I think that timing was perfect to cut them off getting out flowers, but unfortunately they just don't commit on it.
Yeah, not at all. Their car's actually eating another rocket there, unfortunately, as the bomb came in. Does actually get forced down by Voxy. Mula is all the way back, but tons of damage now onto these blue players. But they are going to actually get Ubered on top of right now. Cars actually has to try and escape. It's going to be going dungeon, but gets caught out there, yeah.
Nice bomb from Matty AZN there. Does get cleaned up by Tobbs. Oh, does he hit the air arrow? No, he doesn't.
Oh, Mula.
Unfortunate. Fishkoff going down to the double.
Yeah, tops of the banner. Tops of the banner going to be moving forwards now with his scout. The damage reduction.
Scores and gets himself out. If he survives this, I will pog out of my brain. He survives. I am pogging so hard right now. Jesus, he recommits into Cafe to get a saw. So not only does he add now, but he also surfs the rocket out perfectly, landing on the little bats on flowers, not taking any fall damage and surviving with 40 HP. Really nice play from Mula there.
Genius from Mula, and now they're going to be moving in with that Uber advantage. They know they've got the saw. I guess it was probably called on the side of Virtus.Bro because they've opted for that engineer immediately. They don't want to even bother with a heavy just yet, because they've got Tobbs on the respawn. Mist is going to be furiously building that Uber as fast as he can to try and get Cars his Uber in time, but it's not going to be enough. as it looks like they are now looking to try and push this in. Gazzy's going to be rotating it to the top left. They have got the demo mount on the Uber. They have now used through onto this sentry gun. Sentry gun now going down pretty much immediately. The point is now open to be played. The stickies are barely on it. Gazzy now actually getting forced on the point. The red Uber comes out. Looks like they're going to be collapsing onto them. Gazzy and Mula go down immediately, like you say. Mazier's again also getting taken down in lower. It's just going to be a huge collapse onto the side of Feint Gaming there. Unfortunate that they couldn't find cars with that Uber.
Possible backcap through dungeon? Nah, he spotted and missed his clearing dungeon anyway, so he would have been spotted anyway. Fish cup on bats, possible backcap, but he's not on pain train, so not gonna happen. Yeah, that was a question. I don't know if it was a questionable push because they had ad. I just feel like the focus fire wasn't there, you know? Like, I mean, Kuna was pretty hurt, but he managed to bomb to the opposite side of the point, and by then they just completely lost him. And he managed to sticky pipe Mula, so very nice play from Kuna there to heads up play, get away from the spam that he was receiving, and trade with their med.
Yep, it was a good job from him there. Cars now, knowing he has Uber advantage, they're going to be moving in towards Cafe now. Looks like they are going to go for this Uber push as they're making their way in. Both scouts now leading the charge there. Call out all the enemy players in front. Cars is super safe behind tower. There's no threats to his life whatsoever. And they could maybe want to roll this on if they didn't know about the Uber that's now coming up for Mula. And they are actually contesting it. They use out Cars, unfortunately drops him. Drops Tods there, yeah. Very unfortunate, but Fishkoff going to be coming in now. Actually gets caught out there by both scouts on the Uber.
Ooh,
but Gazzy running in
was
onto Cars, and they take him. They do take him down.
Oh my god, and he might win he wins everything.
Gazzy, man.
He just wins
Jesus.
every fight he takes. That was a powerful play from Gazzy, man. Like, I did not see that coming, but DQC is on the back cap, does get cleaned up by Rising, and there's a 5 times on mid, so this is going to be capped up fast, enough to get Vox Tech forward spawns.
Gazzy is playing out of his goddamn mind. This guy is a savant on Scout class, apparently. It looks like they are going to be moving to try and take second super early here. They know that they have player advantage, and also Virtus.Bro playing extremely safe here, despite the side of Feint Gaming not even having Uber yet. But Fishkopf actually getting taken down there is going to buy them a little bit more time to build up the supercharge on the last point and potentially get themselves a sentry gun before this last push comes in.
I'm not sure if it'll be enough, though, because Mula's already at 90, and last time I spec'd Cars, he was only at about 30, so... Oh, he is at 70 now, so they have been building pretty strong, so... It should be about equal. Lands are going down, which is unfortunate, and there is a bomb from Ryzen coming in deep onto the left side, playing point, and they Uber, so... Oh, a nice trade coming out in Cars. Yeah, this is a scrappy play. I feel like Virtus.Bro maybe a little bit on the back foot here after that nice play from Gazzy, maybe feeling the fear a little bit.
Indeed. There's still 1-1 on the score right now. 5 minutes left on the clock. There's lots of time to still play with it. 5 minutes, anything can happen. And they are... But well, the last time we saw this happen, they managed to do a coast-to-coast where Virtus.Bro went all the way from their own last and managed to get a round up against Feint Gaming where they just played them out nice and slow, very controlled. But if they can manage that in 5 minutes, I'll be very surprised. So it's going to be interesting to see if they can actually make it happen. If there are any mistakes that are made by the side of Feint Gaming, as they have got Voxy up on the spy class, who's going to be sneaking his way in towards last.
Lands are just peeking that choke a little bit too aggressively, and Fishkopf does a bomb and a nice sync rocket onto him, picking him up. I feel like the
Boxy's going in towards Cars!
Oh my god! Nice
Incredible
play from Vox Tech, yeah. I feel like, but Feint don't need to rush this still. There's still the spawn timer on med, so they're pushing anyway, so they obviously feel themselves. But I feel like maybe this could be their undoing. Nah, they're getting frags, they're feeling it.
Yeah, Mulo just pops out that Uber. He takes 0 damage and just uses the Uber as like, there, go kill them all. And then they go and kill them all, and then they win the round. This is pretty simple, really.
I agree with that play, to be honest, because when you're at so much of a heal advantage, your players are all buffed. You might as well keep those buffs on your players instead of trying to take a risky 2v1 or something like that. As we saw earlier, Scout class does have the potential to just sweep through players with buff, so I agree with that play.
Coming into the next mid now, we have got actually a change in rollout here from Kuna. Doesn't need to receive an arrow as he rolls out towards choke. They are going to be now mirroring each other. Rising is going to be hiding on that cafe area, flower area, and he's going to be doing a high bomb, but back towards his own team. Does land on top, deals a bit of damage there, but they are collapsing on top of Kuna.
So low,
Kuna getting taken out there immediately, but Kaz is now looking to retreat immediately.
Flowers right now, but I don't know about that, Tobbs. He tries to recommit and trade frags, but he's leaving his med out to dry. But apparently it doesn't matter because Kaz has the arrows of a god.
Cards manages to take down one there. Unfortunately, he does get crunched by a soldier, and there's not much you can do versus the powerhouses of these German soldiers that are coming into his face. And DQZ, they're going to be escaping now back on towards last, just going to survive. And it's just going to be a full advantage for Feint Gaming to play with, looking like they want to put more rounds on the board.
Yeah, they're not capping mid though. Maybe they're waiting for their spawner to cap it, which is an interesting decision with only 2 minutes 30 left on the clock, but I guess they feel like they have the time in their hands. Oh, nice bomb. Gets Mueller down. Just an excellent bomb from Tobbs there. Bombed really high to be out of the view of any players on Feint and just sinks 2 rockets immediately onto Mueller.
Into Muller's face, taking him down. Easy clap. Just another day's work for Tobbs, you know. I still believe in them for this game. 1 minute 56 left on the clock. They know that they have to push out now, but Voxy is in dungeon. No one's called him. Voxy's going to last, regardless of what happens. Oh, what is this 1v1? Voxy getting bombed. Oh, he's so low. He gets taken.
He's looking at the complete wrong direction for some reason.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the fight, Lanza and Mist managed to get taken down there. Ghazi now running towards last desperately, trying to kill an entire team. He's going to have to try and take a 1v1 versus Cars.
But unfortunately does get directed.
Yeah, 3 down now on the side of Feint Gaming. Looks like they are going to go for a push out.
Yeah, I feel like this might be trash time now. Although it is possible to get around in a minute and even the game, I feel like if Feint play it smart, they can slow it down enough to the point where Virtus.Bro don't really have a chance to push last. I say that though, but Fishkov is in pretty deep, but it doesn't matter because Matty cleans up the frag.
Manages to get Lanza there. It looks like Rising's going to be bombing in towards Kuna. Doesn't actually find anything there. But I think Cars is going to be desperate now. He wants his team to take an Uber trade here because 50 seconds left on the clock. You need to make something happen. Just get in there and see what you can make do. Just play it out as the situation comes. Otherwise, you're not winning this game. And they do Uber in immediately in towards him. And Kuna's going to be bombing deep in behind. Looks like they're going for all the players that are not on the Uber, which is a very smart way of playing this one. But Cars is actually going to get caught out here. He's up against 3 players. But it looks like Tobbs managing to find Mattiazia and Cars somehow still alive. In lower, it's going to be fighting everyone. Well. Looks like they're collapsing as Cars managed to survive. They're all getting baited horribly in towards Cars. Lanza actually getting taken out there, but Ghazi also going down. Mueller going down now finally. It's going to be the cap time here coming towards last. There's 4 down for the side of Feint Gaming, and Cars is going to be running in top left. Tobbs is coming in. They're going towards the point. Cars on it, but the scout gets the frag. Voxtech low. Cars gets the arrow kill. The Sticky's coming down. DQZ is going to cap it. That's 2-2 with 3 seconds left.
Clutch play, yeah, that is clutch all the way through. Like you say, they took the aggressive Uber exchange because they needed to do anything they could, and they made it work, man. Kuna bombing behind and distracting some players while the Solis bombed forward. Just really nice coordination.
That was goddamn insane.
Yeah, that was insane.
They should have followed the Eames strat. The Eames strat would have worked. We're not going to mid.
Yeah. Like I say, Feint deciding to maybe commit a little bit too hard to that fight, and it was their undoing in the end. Let's see how we're already readying up for the golden cap. So
these teams, they're so keen.
They're trying to stay with the momentum that they have.
Okay, so now, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know the rules of golden cap, it's 15 minutes, and whoever has mid or the last cap at the end of that round is granted the winner and will win on points. So now we are heading into our 15-minute golden cap to see which time we can win it out as we do head into the mid-fight. DQZ going to be taking the high ground now. Red Soldier's now bombing on top very aggressively here. Red Team going to be moving across in towards Mattiazien. He's insanely low.
Fishkop's so low, but he does get arrowed in the end.
Mattiazien getting caught out as well.
All the position in the favor of Virtus.Bro here. I feel like if they chase here, they could have they are chasing. They have a strong chance of counting them off completely before they get out to lobby. So they're backing out through dungeon, which is a smart decision. But they do trade a frag. But the Feint players are already out to last, so they're basically uncatchable. But like you say, 50-minute, whoever controls mid after that 50 minutes, in theory, Virtus.Bro could just park the bus here and get them the points for the official.
Unfortunately, round reset says no, because the round will reset in 10 minutes.
9 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, so it's unfortunate they won't be able to do that, but you can concede second. They get the cap, reset the clock, and then you hold mid.
The tactical second give. Yeah, I like that play. I like that a lot. I mean, I don't, because I don't want to be bored for the next 15
I don't want to be
minutes,
resident sleeper for this. I'm pretty sure there was a point in time, though, where me and Kermit casted a 40-minute golden cap, and it was actual
that
hell.
doesn't surprise me all.
Yeah, that was...
TF2, am I right? Team Fortress TV.
Thanks, 7. Go.
What is the copy past there? Guess I died and went to 7 must because I'm watching. Guess I died and went to heaven must because I'm watching 7 or something like that. Yeah.
That one. Looks like we have got a sniper here from Lanza. It's going to be picking the top right there. Built the sentry on. DQZ getting immediately fragged. And I think they're going to be calling to get out of lobby now because they've lost a player with Lanza up a sniper. Looks like they're going to be sending someone in. Rising goes. It would have landed on a nice rocket, but unfortunately
very
missed.
Unhealthy. Just get an arrow in time.
Ooh, very
Maybe
clutch.
Virtus.Bro could send a sack and get up on the pyro. I feel like that would be quite powerful. He's getting the direct hit to deal with the sentry. That is a interesting play. Oh, Lanza, nice.
Gazzy, the long-range reflect kill onto Lanza, just catches that. Oh, I can catch it, guys! I can catch it! Catches the rocket, dies.
All I want to see now is dodgeball between two pyros, just reflecting the same projectiles between each other for as long as they can.
I want to see Gazzy reflect jump into the enemy team and just
that would be a
force them in.
An advanced gamer move. Unfortunately, they're just backing out to last, so they're not feeling themselves, which is not the best situation to be in, I guess. But he is on the banner top, so that sentry, once he builds that up and pops it, that sentry will be completely negated, basically.
There's a Highlander move going on. DQZ's on direct hit.
Yeah, I saw that earlier. So I agree with that, to be honest. Like, not only does it deal with the sentries, but the chance of like mini-crit airshotting a med and dropping them is pretty high, especially when you've got the demo spam coming in and juggling them. Yeah,
that's true. That's true. Something I didn't consider there, but they've also not opted to put Kuna on lock and load. Potentially going to be their downfall. They do lose 2 here, so they are going to be backing up. This is the tactical we're giving them second, guys. But I think they might look to take an Uber trade here. As Mula is getting heavily... Actually, no, they lose Tom, so they should probably be getting out of here now. It's in a position where it cannot be salvaged, but Car's actually get caught in here, and he has to use tons of damage now onto the faint players, but respawners.
Cars is committing in with his scout. I guess he can run out with scout speed, but that is a risky decision in my opinion. There was basically no way that Uber was going to go well for them. They had a player disadvantage and positioning disadvantage, so the commit is risky, but he does manage to get out in time, so well played from Cars there, but also a misplay from Cars.
But it looks like they are now going to be taking this mid-fight. Once again, it's just a reloaded mid-fight here. Looks like it's going to be Tobbs now. Oh, does get the 10 HP rocket onto the ground to save his own life. But the positioning now is absolutely awful from Virtus.Bro, and they should be escaping here because they are just getting crushed. But Mula now, Rising getting taken down there. Mula is insanely low. Foxy low as well. Gets crushed. And it looks like they're going to be moving forward.
The coordinated solid spam on flowers is powerful right now. They're taking so much damage, but unfortunately, Mist does go down.
DQZ is on the med!
Oh, DQZ with a powerful bomb in. And now Mattiasen just hung out to dry. Yeah, that was an excellent bomb from DQZ. Really read the timing perfectly and just bombed in when there was the tiniest of gaps in the armor of Feint Gaming, and it just paid off for him so well.
Yeah, they're heading into last
like
now.
It could be around.
Yeah, Voxy on heavy. The Uber comes out from the red side. Tobbs now getting low as well. Needs to get saved. Does get saved. Gazzy's on the main class as well. And it's going to be unfortunate now for them because they're not moving in at all. They didn't get any space with the Uber, and it's back to another stalemate, unfortunately. God damn, the opportunity slips through their fingers as that heavy just couldn't go down.
Yeah, really nice play from coming up on the heavy there. And the Pyro just deflecting those stickies, those pipes, those rockets away from the heavy. So I would say it was a problem with focus fire, but there's nothing to focus fire when your projectiles aren't doing any damage.
I'd like to point out that they did it. They gave them second, and they've retaken second, and they can hold them here for 10 minutes now.
They're actually gonna do it.
They did it. They did the strategy.
All I'm saying is that me and Lucky can predict the future.
It's 5 heads, that's what it is. Yeah, but Uber's actually now getting traded out top left as Carl's now used out his Uber, but Lanza runs in after doing absolutely zilch damage, and the blue team uses out their Uber pretty much immediately to play safe. But they only lose 1 on the Uber there. Sentry Gun's still up on last. Hobbs is up on his banner, once again patented, tried and tested, appeared to have worked once in this game. Fishcop now going to be bombing off with DQZ to take that MGE fight, and just going to go for another reset, it looks like.
They're holding aggressive lobby feint, and Tobbs had a nice angle onto the med, but he didn't want to commit to it, which I think is fair enough. Like, it was only like 150, so could be 2 directed or like direct meat shot, and he would have gone down, which would have not been disastrous, but wouldn't have been ideal for the hold on to last.
Yeah.
Now he's tanked up to 330 though, so he can move in a little bit more aggressively and build that spam onto that banner.
Yep, it's going to be even Ubers now coming out for both sides. So they've got to do 2 things here. Lanza's got to be able to peek, but Tobbs needs to be tanked enough to be able to build his banner. They could coordinate this in together. Oh, Lanza actually getting taken out. Gazzy's in!
Gazzy is in.
Sprays loads of flames, does barely any damage, but does force out that Uber charge there with the flames alone. Cars there, maybe a little bit of a pussy pop. One thing is that flames do is make people really panic.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about my PC, but flames, like, butcher my FPS. Like, the HUD element of being on fire just destroys my game, and I have no idea why, so...
Toot! I heard it too!
Yeah, he is tooting indeed, but I think he's holding on to it, which is a wise decision, because no one's really coming into them yet. Now
I'm going to pop this banner as the Uber comes in, just watch. Voxy's now blasting his way through. He's a race car Formula 1 driver running through mid. They can't really afford to give this one up too much. Mist actually getting taken down there as Cars is going to have to be building up this Uber. Looks like they are, in fact, going to give them mid, and they will concede it. But Tobbs, I think, is still holding on to that
still
banner.
holding on to the banner. Still hasn't let go of it, even though he's being spammed heavily. Almost gets air shot whilst holding his horn. So... yeah, it's an interesting play, dropping a player and just refusing to pop this banner, but it could pay off in the long run because banners are powerful in stalemates, man. Like, the reduced damage and the extra health goes a long way on Soldier.
Here's the play, right? Here's the play. You go in, Cars and Mist, they take an Uber trade, the Ubers come out, re-push with banner, easy clap. They win the fight.
That is the play, to be honest. Like, the recommit with banner after Ubers have been exchanged can be so powerful if you call your focus fires correctly.
Yep, they've got to be able to get this trade, though, it looks like. Unless Tobbs just wants to hold it until he, you know... Because Feint Gaming don't have to send a sack here. They can just hold them on mid. Like, they can just hold mid and wait for the game to end. It has to... Yeah, the time limit is currently wrong in the server as well. It says 21 minutes, but there's only 5 minutes left, so they could actually just hold mid.
It looks like they are now exactly what you said. They're pushing in and doing the Uber exchange, backing out. Oh, but Tobbs might get caught here. Is it?
Okay, they managed to use out the banner. The team needs to commit now with the banner, otherwise it's going to be totally wasted. Tobbs is going in. He doesn't take any damage here, really, and does manage to survive, but Mist now eating loads of damage and gets piped and dies.
They just get caught up in the little choke around flowers. No one really bombing through and distracting the eyes, or scouts jumping around. They just all take the same spam and get bunched up in a blob. So I think Tobbs
in a bit of a poor position there, up in flowers. Should have been back with the combo, but there's going to be a pipe onto Gazzy to take him down pretty much immediately. Fishkoff is going to be going in behind, gets collapsed on by the flank, but does manage to take down Lanza for his troubles. So that is at least something, but 2 down on side of Feint Gaming. I'd be pushing if I was Virtus.Bro. Take your cookies, you know, and get in there. And DQZ going to be coming in on the flank, tries to fight against the scout, and just immediately feeds.
I don't know about this. Like, they were looking so powerful in their aggressive play earlier, but they seem to have stumbled at the final hurdle a little bit. I say that, there's still time left for them to push, but the way they're posturing and the way they're playing makes me nervous for them.
Yeah, it makes me nervous about the time that they think that they have left in this game if they think the Golden Cap rules didn't change.
Yeah, that could be come into play, actually. I did see someone say in chat that they need to exec the Golden Cap config, but maybe they don't realize that the rules have indeed changed.
But looks like they are going to be looking now for some kind of trade. Tobbs is going to be still building that banner. Has managed to get a nice chunky 50 to 60% on that banner. And so he hasn't got long until he's actually got it back. But I think his positioning needs to change when they go and take the super trade. He needs to be sat ready to receive like a full 300 HP buff, because that effective HP goes up by so much with the percentage damage reduction.
I think the problem with the last exchange is that no one really committed on it. They seemed very hesitant to play off the damage reduction and play off the extra heals, because they had just stood in the choke and basically just stood and choked the entire time the banner was active, so they couldn't really do anything because it went down afterwards. So I think the idea of training the Uber through flowers, getting the force out, backing out, and healing Tobs worked well, but they need someone to commit hard on that banner push.
They really do, yeah, you are correct. But they have actually got Lanza up on the spy class here. 3 minutes left on the clock. Lanza's got to go for a stab, and they need to take mid. That's the plan, I think. I don't think they want to take last anymore. I think that's out of their remit. I feel like they just want to, try and get the pick onto the medic, but he's moving around so much. It's going to be hard for Lanza to pin him down for a stab unless a sack attempt happens. It's a bit of an all-in play, and they've got to try and make it happen, but it's going to be insanely difficult for them to try and coordinate. But I think Mueller may run out of gas on the swivel that he has going.
Yeah, I feel like they're not really supporting Lanza at the moment. They're just kind of going for the solo spy play, whereas they really need to be. Oh, it doesn't matter at all. I use my own words immediately.
Tetris. Oh my god, he's so good at the video game, man. No one can compare to this man's spy play. That's 2 in this game, I think, that he's managed to pull off.
Yeah, I think that's 2 drops as well, not even just med picks.
Looks like they are going to be looking to wait for Lanza to get a respawner here, and now they're going to start pushing. There's no heals on the side of the blue team. No one has gone back for them. Actually, no, Rising went back for the mid.
Oh,
and they're now
taking a 1v1 in flowers, but does get support from his team eventually.
Oh, the dual bomb coming in. Cars has to pop out that Uber, but they do catch both soldiers here. 2 minutes left on the clock. Mid cap, guys. Mid cap immediately.
Someone
There's 3
is,
down.
Playing
they can
guitar
go
on
second.
point.
They got 8 seconds on the forward spawners. It looks like they are going to block them here, Yaniel, and they're going to be able to take it second.
Yeah, this is looking potent for Virtus.Bro after that series of possible misplays. They finally get the dice rolling in their favor and manage to push into mid and even take second for free. So this is looking powerful. They might even have time to push into last here.
Yep. Feint Gaming know what's up. They haven't opted for an engineer. They know they have 20% Uberad. It looks like to play with. Looks like they're going to be trying to shove out the shutter. The spam isn't really coming out of the side of Virtus.Bro. And they are going to be giving it up quite easily here. They are just trying to spam towards this point, but the Uber gets popped out, lands actually with the horse.
Oh, there's a scouting dungeon. If they can block, they can get the back cap, but I don't think anyone's committing for it.
Is that 2? Tobbs is 2. They're Ubering back in. Damage reduction and Uber is going to be an absolute wipe here, it looks like, from the blue side. They're all getting caught out of position. The back cap is on. Gazzy's going for the back cap play. 1 minute left on the clock. And he is getting this cap, it looks like. There's so much cap time on mid.
Though.
I doubt it.
Oh, no, he's not.
DQZ bombing in for the block.
Well. Yeah.
DQZ blocks it. There you go. Ooh.
That was almost very risky.
Mist is going towards last, though. It looks like they are going to be able to get this last cap here. As Cars, Mist, and Kuna make their way in towards the last point with 40 seconds left on the clock. I don't think that Feint Gaming would have been able to do it anyway, but that's going to be a golden cap victory for the side of Virtus.Bro. Pretty well played there, I think.
Yeah, when they played well, they played really well. Like, they did choke a little bit at points, like, for example, with the recommit on the banner just not coming through. But in the end, those misplays were obviously not as big as the misplay that Feint played because they won.
Yeah, I mean, that's... I think that Feint Gaming, they played a good game, but they didn't really manage to get the picks onto cars that they needed or the forces that they needed in the first game, and it was sort of translated the same in the second game. They managed to get the pyro forces, but I think that's both teams really playing safe, not wanting to lose out the golden cap because everything is at stake. Your medic takes a bit of damage, you pop the Uber, you don't risk that drop, especially in golden caps. And I mean, it was well played from both sides, I think, overall. But Virtus.Bro played a little bit more controlled, and they managed to get the flanks. And they took the... More importantly, though, they took the risks that they needed to take in order to get that win there.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I feel like Kars, his survivability was excellent. Like, he really won a lot of situations for his team just by not popping and staying alive. Really dealing out those heals in the situations where his team vitally needed them.
Yep, and that is going to be an easy, I say easy, I'm joking. It's 2 points on the board there for the side of Virtus.Bro. Feint Gaming going to be taking away their first point of the season after this first map. And now, after looking at the logs a little bit, it looks like the Lanza and Mist kind of did destroy a bit, and that was just sort of how the game went. But I have to put kudos on the soldiers on the side of Feint Gaming. They did a lot of work, especially Rising, taking 1v1s all the time and managing to win most of those 1v1s, making tons of space for his team. So I've got to give him a little bit of a shout out there. But my man of the match, actually, for that entire thing has to go to Cars, man. 0 deaths on the Golden Cap and 3 deaths on Mula. His survivability is probably what won them the entire thing.
I have to agree with that, to be honest. I feel like there were situations where they were just at the slight heal advantage really paid off. Like, there were situations where Mula was dying and Kaz wasn't, and I feel like it's those situations that they managed to get their nails into the wall and just drag themselves back and bring it home for themselves in the end.
Also, Carl's got a lot of arrow kills.
Yeah, he really
like
did.
4 kills arrows in the first half of that game. All right, so anyway, moving along from the numbers, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you don't want to see those all day, every day. Numbers are boring. When we can watch some Team Fortress 2 action, especially action like Granary, which is our second map. Yay, Granary! Yay!
Yay,
Soldier bombs and all
Granary.
that.
Yay.
Yay, Granary!
Really, I should love Granary because I'm a boomer, but for some reason my brain just doesn't comprehend it.
Yeah, it's an interesting map. But the prediction I said that I would make last season, I made 2 predictions last season when I was casting. And prediction 1, the better demo man always wins on Gully Wash. I was right the whole season. And then I decided that I'd make a new prediction, the better soldiers always win on Granary. And I was right. So I'm going to try and do that again. I'm going to say that the better soldiers win out on Granary, which is why... I'm sorry, Virtus.Bro. I had faith in you up until this point, but you're up against Rising and Fishkopf, man, on Granary.
Yeah, Rising just seems so potent on maps like these, where he's able to make space for himself and his team and just find those gaps in the armor where Virtus.Bro aren't expecting the bomb, and he just plows through.
Nuclear bombs, basically, coming out from the side of Feint Gaming. Yeah, that's what I believed happened anyway. I think that these mid fights are just going to go directly the way of Feint Gaming. I think Mist has the capability to block at least one of them, but when you've got 2 of these German powerhouses bombing down on top of you, it's so hard to survive in these situations, especially with soldiers of this caliber, man.
Yeah, like we saw Fishkopf last game, not the loudest game for him, but definitely not quiet at the same time. Like, he found his openings and he made the picks happen, and Rising, like we say, is just making so much work happen for his team.
Yeah, he's Rising is a real force to be reckoned with, I think. But when it comes to this map, it's it can be a bit of a slow one. If people haven't watched Granary before, the choke points are kind of hard to push on, and no one really wants to take any risks, especially in official games. So you tend to see a lot more stalemates in here. But what you can see on the flip side of this is some really creative plays coming out from both teams. And I think that's where Virtus.Bro is going to shine. I feel like they adapt really well to different situations, and that they manage to take small advantages and push them that little bit extra mile, and that is why they managed to win a lot of engagements, especially with Kaz's survivability on this roster in dealing with these really weird situations they find themselves up in, like 6v4 situation, and they still manage to hold mid, that kind of stuff, as we are now going live, Daniel.
Yeah, I'm interested to see who arrives to mid first, because the demo first to mid can usually get out that early damage, and if you're early enough to mid, you can even completely cut off the enemy demo from the pack.
Yep, it's the whole Cadus understanding of playing the video game. First demo man in is usually the winner, and we have got both demo men arriving relatively early, but Kuna up on top. It's going to have to drop down to get that pack, as Masiazien not picking up that pack just yet. Kuna now dropping down, Masiazien going to be receiving the arrow, does leave his pack, but the dual bomb now coming out from top from DQZ. DQZ goes in super high, gets all of that space, Top's landing slightly short, but Fishkopf now bombing on Cars. Cars gets wrecked there in the corner and just goes down immediately. Forward. There's going to be 2 down for the side of both teams, with the medic surviving now. Mula is going to get pressured heavily by all these players that are still alive. Top's finally get taken down there, but Kuna's in with a bomb. Just lands on top of him, but doesn't find it. Mula is going to survive.
Yeah, that was a really well played mid from Feint. Like, the early aggression of the demo didn't really pay off for anything, but the bombs were just absorbed so well by Feint. Like, both Sollies bombed really deep and high, but they just got denied so well. And he even delays the cap for some strange reason. I thought it was to get forward spawns, but he's actually looks like he's going back to get an off class, which I can agree with.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I
He's
guess.
not going back after all.
No.
He runs all the way back to last and then just decides to run all the way back to the other last. Fair enough.
Very interesting there. Gazzy hits the bro in chat there, actually, as he has to go. And Matty Azier now bombing in with this Uber charge. They do take down that level, so it's going to be the Uber cars. Build so well. I didn't even notice. He managed to get full Uber disadvantage to 0 in that space of time. Carl's doing an excellent job of building there. Voxy now trying to get in as well. There's going to be another frag. Kuna with a nice pipe to take him down. And they are going to be able to push here. Rising up in this lunchbox area, in top. And does get taken down there. It's just going to be Gazzy and Fishkopf left alive. Should be a pretty easy retake as we see a pause.
Yeah, it's hopefully not. Hopefully it's a tactical pause and not like a network issue, because I seem to have the caster's curse so far in my casting career of network issues for players. So I'm hoping that isn't the case. But yeah, that was kind of a butchered push from Feint there. They had the advantage and they just kind of threw it away a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, they took too long there getting into second, and took too long with like just getting ahead of the game. They waited for players too much, and they just gave the Uber back to Cars into his favor. But this positioning here from Gazzy up in the roof and Fishkopf in lunchbox is a little bit terrifying.
Yeah, this could be a possible back cap potential here, and the pause has come off. So, they have spotted Gazzy, but Fishkopf is still on C.
Oh,
is he going to go for the back
He's
cap?
lurking.
No,
he comes in, Cars serves it.
Yeah.
Easy stuff for Cars, spots him coming. They do manage to get that easy peasy, do catch him out. That's going to be still players dead on the side of Feint Gaming. They are now all going to be spawning back on their second, and they are going to be an easy free mid here. Matty's just going to be spamming towards the point, but he's going to get supported by the rest of his team. They are going to give this one up.
Yeah, nice play from Virtus.Bro there, building really hard on the last to manage to even out the Ubers just in time. And they do manage to spot the hiding players really fast as well. So, yeah, just really cohesive play from Virtus.Bro, managing to pull back onto mid. And it looks like they are going to have an opportunity onto second here.
Yep, and it looks like they are going to be moving forwards now in towards that second area. Like you said, DQZ going to be poking that shutter. No trap above the shutter here. I'm just trying to spot where you may have put a trap. Oh, they were in the ring there. They do manage to spot it out and they clear them. There are stickies actually towards the lunchbox as well, so no one's going to be running in that bottom left area from the side of the red team. And Gazzy now going to be playing on this point. Tob's actually getting taken down there. Kuna getting pressured heavily by Voxy. Voxy there. Nice pick from him on towards Kuna. That's going to be easy clap for him. And the red team actually now going to decide that they want to trade out this Uber. A little bit messy coming out from both sides here. Mist is going to try and force that one out of Mula, but gets a bunch of damage. Mula with balls of steel manages to hold it.
Yeah, Tob's timing out here, so that's unfortunate for them. But it does look like he is going to be back in the server pretty soon, so we can hope, at least. Yeah, he's back in now, so... Yeah, yeah, like we say, it was just messy play from both teams there, but in the end, it does favour Feint, especially after Mula just... I don't know whether I'm allowed to say this or not, so I'm not going to say it. So I'm going to say something else instead. Some large genital energy from Mula there.
He had big balls. Balls of steel. He had massive balls. That's all you got to say. Anyway, lands with the headshot to Rising as well, as they do bring this blue Uber into towards second, but they don't find anything. Kuna on 10 HP does survive as well, as the red Uber now gets popped up and run through Z.
The collapse from Virtus.Bro is huge onto Feint, and they didn't even manage to cap second, so they don't have the full forward spawns yet, and Lancet is already into mid, chasing out these players. Does Gazzy beast again? Nah, he's running away.
Yeah, good play from him.
Mula taking a lot of damage. Mula taking another sticky. The spam could take him down, but he is back out into the shutter, so thank God for Mula there.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to be getting this mid cap. I guess here's what I'm going to guess is going to happen right now is that the red soldiers are going to stand on high ground. They're going to be spamming down on these choke points and make it as hard as they can for the blue team to come in, while Cars manages to build out this small advantage that the blue team get. And 95% on Mula right now. Cars up to 85%, building this Uber very well. Fishkopf now
he's also
coming in.
Cars is actually playing the high ground on mid as well, so he's going to... Even if they do manage to get the bomb in, and he's been knocked off now, so that's well played from Matty Azier and hitting the stickies there to knock him off the high ground. He's actually really low. Car's going down to 65 HP, and the point pressure is all in the favour of Feint, but they still have to worry about this Uber coming out from Virtus.Bro. Looks like they're just going to try and back out now, which I think is wise, because the health on Virtus.Bro is not good at all.
Yeah, the flank is weak. They lost one. It was a good idea from them to decide to back out here. If one bomb came in on Cars or one straight pipe landed on Cars' face, he would have dropped that Uber. So I think it's a wise decision there for them to leave.
Feint already pushed out, taking the Uber exchange, and Cars flashing so many people, so the Uber is going to be so good for Feint. And Virtus.Bro know it, so they're already backing out through Shutter. Oh, Miss getting cut off and just completely baited by his team there, basically. And yeah, this looks like it could be a... This map is weird because pushing second basically happens in two halves. You have the getting into the lobby area and also getting into the yard area, and they're already through Lunchbox. DQZ going down. But he does trade with Gazzy, so I don't know how this is going to go at the moment, to be honest. Like, it's looking very scrappy. Fishcop getting another frag, so this is looking good for Feint here.
Yeah, some good aggression there that they brought into that yard area. They're really coordinated bombs coming in. As they do find Mathiez again there. That's going to... Oh, they do find another frag. Gazzy is also down here. So this is going to be a good opportunity now for Cars and Coast to get back in. Rising behind Cars, though. Cars knows. He heard the rocket getting
but
fired.
Cars misses the sticky onto Kuna, and Mist is also so low. There's only 2 up for last, and they've already capped second. In my opinion, they need to push on this and get that force out of the way.
Yeah, they do. There's still loads of players down. They can get this force really easy there. Lands there, getting shot out enough where they just have to use the Uber. And it looks like they are actually really committing here on the left-hand side. As Voxy is behind them on towards the point there, calling for the rest of the team to come in. This is a bit of an even fight here. Top's now getting low on the pipe. Is going to get taken down. Both teams trying to play around this point now. Both trying to sticky it furiously. Voxy getting insanely low. Bomb comes in now. DQZ with the bomb. Finds 2. And that's going to be rising now on the left-hand side there. On the pipe. Gets collapsed upon Matty Gazian and his medic. The last survivors. Matty Gazian getting collapsed upon. Nice pipe onto Mist though as he tries to escape there. But Mula is going to survive and manage to get out of there.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate misplay from Feint there. They just really needed to tank the scouts there and take the aggression onto point and have the projectile classes follow up on the distraction that the tank scouts made. But unfortunately, they just got caught up trying to soak up heals, and Tobbs could go down here. Yeah, the arrow for Tobbs getting eaten by the scout there, which is unfortunate. But it looks like Kaz is going to be able to build fast enough to potentially block second, but they're already so aggressive onto second, and there's Solian behind. Oh, Kaz goes down to 8 HP before popping. That was very scary in my opinion.
Fishcop's playing Minecraft as well.
Yeah.
In the background there. Yeah, Cars are also the balls of steel, showing that his balls are just as big as Mula's. He can survive anything, but Miss getting created there. But good aggression there from Matty ACN. Wanted to find the pipe onto Cars, couldn't quite find it. It's just going to be Mula surviving there. So no threat of any back cap here. They're going to be stacking this one. And they do deny a bunch of spawners there. So they'll be able to move into mid for free.
Yeah, I'm worried about Feint here because they are going to be about a 30% disadvantage. So although that's not an ideal push territory, it's certainly dot push territory, so they need to build this fast.
Yep, and looks like Cars is going to be coming up. Trump's now 95% Uber charge in the tank. Lands are going to be moving forwards now with Tobbs through the garage area. They haven't spotted out any stickies just yet. They're going to be wary of where they are, but they are making the correct choice. Head left side yard, which forces them out of right yard, and they're going to walk all the way left, in fact. Both scouts on the show. Oh, the stickies!
Oh my
Matty
God.
Gaze the end, takes down Mystic Cars. The power's now gone, and Lanza goes down as well. Kuna picking up a resulting frag onto Rising as well.
There's still a scout in... Oh, no, he goes down. I was going to say there was a scout in Lunchbox, which could have been powerful for the flank. Kuna is trying to backcap, possibly?
No, I doubt it. He can stick off these shutters actually, but Fishkopf is waiting for him. He knew about it. Fishkopf there managed to take him down with a couple easy rockets, understood the state of the game, and they do manage to win out that entire engagement with that huge Uber drop coming from Matty Asian.
Yeah, that was honestly probably the most important play of the game so far because they were at such disadvantage and they had all the positioning in the favour of Virtus.Bro there, so that drop really coming into play from Asian, and they're going to be able to probably... Oh, there's a sniper in forward spawn, but they all go left yard, so he's pretty much completely useless. He back spawns, which is the correct decision, and yeah, they're looking to push into last now.
The Uber comes out of top on that pipe area. Cars manages to get back in spawn, but it looks like the point is now wide open for capture. Looks like they're going to just play everyone towards it. Very well played there.
Well played, yeah.
The blue side, yep.
That was just an unfortunate situation for Virtus.Bro that kind of snowballed out of control for them very fast. like they just couldn't get the grip onto it and slow down the aggression from Fane. So really, that trap from Matty AZN basically won them that round.
Yeah, indeed. 11 minutes have gone from the clock. 19 minutes remaining for both teams. Both of them are making it to it. Matty going low there immediately. Start of the mid. Does manage to get arrowed here. High bombs coming in from the Red Soldiers. DQZ going in nice and deep. Does land on the lamp, in fact. Goes for the rebomb on towards Moolah. Whiffs one rocket, misses two. And is going to actually finally take down DQZ. Finally gets taken down, but they do find Moolah there.
Kuna is completely cut off from his team here. He's
doesn't
in the
matter.
enemy.
Kars knows the state of the game and is going to be retreating here. I think Kuna can go down, and that's fine. They just need to escape with Kars, and they do manage to make it all the way out. Lanza is going to be stuck in behind, potentially going to be trying to make a play here in towards the medic, but has been spotted out. Does finally get taken down there by Matty AZN in the back line.
Yeah, unfortunate miscommunication there from Virtus.Bro. I feel like Kuna possibly calling for the aggression onto their side there and ends up just getting hung out to dry with the rest of his team backing out to second while he was in the enemy shed. So quite unfortunate, but those things happen. It's about how you recover from them in this game.
Yeah, it's you know, I wonder how they're going to be taking this mid actually, because there are some insane high ground positions as the pause comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the positioning here, what I was going to say there is Feint Gaming. They actually have some alright positions here. They've got the combo inside of Garage right now, because they are just sort of like playing really passive, waiting to go in, but Ryzen could easily, quite easily get a buff here and support his team. Tobb's coming in with the bomb, as Fishkopf goes for his bomb, but they are just going for a bit of a Star Wars right now, fighting space.
Yeah, if you spec Kuna here, you get a beautiful view of two rockets very close to each other, both of which are going to miss their targets.
Will it hit? Who knows? No, neither of these rockets are hitting.
No, which is unfortunate, but a very beautiful screenshot position nonetheless.
Yeah, if Matty AZN though, he's got his iron bomber out right now. If he can fire a pipe over that crate and Card's in a weird position, then he might manage to land a pipe. But I'm not sure what else they'll be able to do with it. Voxy's still in. I think he's just going to be leaving this, and it should be a kind of easy mid take from the side of Virtus.Bro. But going forwards from here is going to be hard because getting into second, you can spam from top and you can play stickies here, there, and everywhere. You can really delay them super hard. So it's going to be hard for them after this to be able to take yard as well. Yeah, what are you thinking about this game so far, though? It's 1-0.
Yeah, I feel like, honestly, it's been a lot faster paced than I was expecting. Like we said earlier, before the match started, Granary tends to be a bit of a turtle paced sort of map. Like, that is just so choky and so long and takes so much effort and energy to get into each of these individual points that I was expecting it to sort of be a very slow paced game. But although we're about 12 minutes in and it's only one round, it doesn't. I feel like the pace of the game has been much faster than the scoreline dictates.
Yeah. If you think that Granary is a slow-ass map and you don't want to see it anymore, drop us a resident sleeper in chat. That'd be fantastic.
Hard agree.
In one word, beta. I know I've just suddenly called you out in the middle of producing, but one word to describe Granary. He's just dropped different. That's the word.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
It's just different. Oh god, nice. Thank you, Peter, for your input into this game. Thank you for producing today as well. I know it's a thankless job sometimes, but you're the best, and we love you. Anyway, so yeah, I was predicting this to go a lot harder and faster. I'm gonna be real with you. I thought it was gonna be like a 3-0 win to Feint Gaming. Only 1-0 up on the board with Virtus.Bro still in the driving seat. I think. It's what Carl said to me, actually, before this game started. He said to me, when I gave him a short little interview, because sometimes I like to message players ahead of time to see what their opinions are on games and how they feel like it's going to go, really get in their heads and stuff. But Cars said that he would be happy taking anything from this team. Sort of, because they're the fresh-ass team coming into Prem. They've not had a real season together yet. So they are going to be going against a German team who's been together a long time. So for them to win a golden cap against this team shows the promise that they could show in the future, you know?
Oh, definitely. Like, I think people underestimate the fact that synergy plays a huge role in this game. Like, at the end of the day, they don't call it Team Fortress 2 for a reason. Like, the longer you play together, the more you learn each other's habits and each individual playstyle, the harder you can counter each individual player on the enemy team. And I feel like to come into your first season of Prem as a relatively new team and to, like you say, take a map off of a team that's pretty well established, has been playing with the core of the roster for a fairly long time now, that just shows that they have what it takes, basically. And I feel like if they can work together and really power through the issues that they have, they could be a powerful team.
Yeah, I feel like the German team, in my opinion, has the DM and the powerhouses to make things work, though. Especially after they've picked up Gazi. He's when I watch Gazi, it's disgusting. He just goes and kills people, and I don't know how he wins so many 1v1s. Especially since like the seasons before I think it was like season 34, Gazi was still playing Div 1, and then suddenly pops up in Prem, destroys everyone.
Yeah, can we get a drug test for performance-enhancing drugs?
Somehow this man's just started destroying out of nowhere.
What reminds me of the Tiger meme, be right back, going to the bathroom.
Yeah, I think that actually, having said that, Virtus.Bro have had a few seasons, but have had a couple roster shuffles. I haven't really looked into their team like whatsoever, so I don't really know. But what I do know is that Kars and Kuna are new additions to the team. I'm aware that DQZ's been playing Medic for a while, and that Lanza and Tobbs have been on the same teams on and off together as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, they've got that. Oh, I'm pausing here. Fishkoff going extremely low, but does bomb onto the pack, so they're just going to get out of this, which was exactly what you predicted. So well done, Lucky. But it looks like they're already trying to aggress through Garage here. That is Virtus.Bro, and they're taking the space. They're trying to go far left by the looks of it, but they're kind of stifled a little bit, so they're just going to hold Garage for now.
Yeah, be sitting in Garage, chilling out. Like I said, it's going to be pretty difficult for them to manage to take this. But after the pause, they should still. This is like normal game time for them. They wouldn't have had a break in the aggression. So I think Kaz just wants to play it safe now. Doesn't really want to go in with this. Feels like that they should just go for sacks rather than going for a new burger.
Left.
Yeah, looks like they actually want to take left.
Oh yeah, they're going to get crushed here. Just mulched.
Unfortunate. They do lose 3 there, it would appear. And Fang Gaming going to be able to retake this one for free, as Kars just wants to get the hell out of here. Matty Azien's going to be bombing forwards really deep on towards them, but actually Kars drops Uber!
Yeah.
The spam there coming out. He didn't want to abandon Mist, he just wanted to keep Mist alive so he could get out, but Mist had other plans and stayed in far too long. Overstayed his welcome and baited probably his medic in there a little bit.
Yeah, like you say, probably the call there was to just. Oh, what is going on? Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
This is so unfortunate. Like, I feel like this is partially responsible for me, because like every game I've casted so far, a medic has had connection issues.
It's time to see, ladies and gentlemen, how manly Red Team really are. Are they going to give Mula a full Uber advantage? Are they going to give him the source? Because I feel like they are. Yeah, that's just unfortunate. I mean, you are an official and you want to take all the points you can get, but I think it's good sportsmanship to to give them.
Yeah, definitely.
Even in the official, it's nice to give them the source. But I don't think they are. I think they're being bitches.
No, I think they're holding last. There is a sniper in forwards, and he is peeking repeatedly, but yeah, like it looks like they're just going to hold last and give the advantage to Feint, which...
Well, they say that. They've set up sticky traps in second.
Yeah, true. That if he gets the Uber and drops to a sticky trap, that'll be a BM play from Virtus.Bro, and I think we're going to have to get them cancelled, to be honest.
Yeah. Let's get them cancelled for this toxic behaviour that they are displaying here. Both teams managed to get Uber now, though, as they didn't want to give them the full Uber advantage. They want to play it like, screw these guys, it's an official game, we take what we can get. I mean,
yeah, I think at the end of the day, it's just Team Fortress 2, There's no massive prize pools. Basically, the thing you're playing for is the ego of having a gold medal. So I feel like the gentleman's agreement should be agreed upon here, but it looks like they are contesting second, so... Oh, I'm not sure how I feel about this Virtus.Bro.
Yeah, Lanza here is actually still sniping in the forward spawn. It's just crouched in the corner. Voxy's saying hi through the through the window. Imagine spot him.
Oh my god.
Hi,
all we need now is for one of them to do the Schadenfreude.
I can't wait for like a one. If if Matty taunts at any point, he just runs through and headshots him.
Yeah. He's still peeking it. Oh my god, this is BM from Virtus.Bro, man.
Yeah, that would be as they are still holding them here with this stalemate. Car's actually holding up top, not even on the ground.
I think Matty AZN has shot about 15 stickies at this forward spawn shutter. He's like dead a trap threes. Oh, but it finally pays off. He managed just to launch a sticky through the door and kill Lanza. Lanza with a certain expletive in chat. Not happy about his death, it seems.
Incredible.
Ooh,
The Uber now comes out. Nice little
yeah.
Uber trade coming out here. Gazzy now running in. Mist is also going to be running in. Better Uber now for cars as well, as they didn't have to flash anyone, but they are going to be just retreating here because they don't want to take it any further. It was only a 10% Uber really add on the trade itself, so not really getting too much there. But that's going to be fair enough, and they are going to be rebuilding both of these Uber chargers back up as DQZ is getting aggressive towards this shutter area as well, back towards Lunchbox.
There's a lot of stickies on the Z connector here, so if anyone backs up from Virtus.Bro onto the point through Z, I think Matty AZN has got a potent trap there. Oh, he debts, but they don't do any damage? Man, this game is something.
This game busted.
Yeah, like he had like 3 stickies on the floor, not even behind the little clipping on the wall, and they do no damage. The Sully was so close to him, but they just don't hurt him. Apparently, DQZ running the gunboats for the enemy projectiles.
Oh god, this stalemate towards. Alright, I think they had the right idea here. Lancer's up on the sniper. I feel like going Lunchbox, taking an Uber trade is the best way to go about it. Just bully DQZ out of Lunchbox, play it nice and slow,
And that's
work your way
exactly
up.
what they're doing.
Yeah, they're going to work their way up. There you go. DQZ gets absolutely bullied. Someone called Bully Hunters. But it looks like they're going in with Gazzy up top.
Oh.
Do shoot her down to top. Top's getting super low. Does get safe there. Top
And
is going to continue with the super trade, but they are going to have to flash.
Yeah,
Fishkopf has high ground as well. Fishkopf on the high ground now. Going to shoot down on them. They've given up position.
Right
yeah, there you
now,
go.
yeah.
Damage, destruction. Fishkopf destroys them.
Ooh,
Cars going to be escaping out the shutter as well.
Yeah.
Looks like they are coming onto us. The bomber now in from Rising. Cars with the Wiggles doesn't manage to survive. DQZ eats too much damage there on the shutter. Rising has done his job as far as he's concerned. He can now die to a sticky trap, but that doesn't matter as Feint Gaming now cap out the point. It's going to be 2-0.
Yeah, that was an unfortunate situation for Feint there with their medic timing out. It seems that Virtus.Bro did give them back the Uber that they had, but they also built their own Uber and held second, so a little bit of a questionable play from a gentleman's agreement standpoint there. But Kuna rolling out choke this game, so he's getting the pack early, and Matty AZN taking an early sticky on Bass is going to have to get the pack sooner or later.
He is now going to be looking to get healed just on top of there. He isn't going to get an arrow for quite some time. As DQZ uses his time
on the
to
lamp.
float around on the lamp a little bit weirdly there. Lanza is going to be able to grab up a pack as well as he got super low missed, and DQZ getting taken out. Top's getting taken out as well. Rising is the only casualty there for his bomb. Lanza now getting caught out as well. Going to be Kuna and Cars now just escaping back into second with their lives with the chases on.
Rising hitting a series 3 really nice upward directs there, managing to clean up 2 players with them, and Matty AZN on the pain train, so this is capping mid at scout speed, so they're already capping second. This is looking powerful for Feint right now.
Yeah, they are now just sticking it to them like, no guys, we're the team that's favourite to win here. We will win this game if it kills us. And that is precisely what they're doing. They're running over this team now. They're understanding that they just need to get on top of them at the start of these mids, use their soldier advantage to as much as they can. And Rising is going to be taking this lunchbox area, and it looks like they're going to be taking this Uber in through the lower right area. Matty AZN and Mula are going to be moving in now. Gazzy now
DQZ
as well.
Just got juggled so hard,
Mula
but
drops Uber to
the
Lanza.
body shot. Yeah.
Oh,
But it might not even matter. Like, the sentry is so low, it goes down, and the aggression is there, but the players have been cleaned up on Feint. So, Fishkopf does get a frag, can hide in lunchbox maybe. but he's getting chased hard. Does hit a nice direct onto Lanza though. Maybe he can get out through drop down here. Decides to back out through Shutter instead, but Kuna already on top of it, back getting out through Z and sticking the Shutter with like 5 stickies, which seems excessive for a 40 HP soldier, but better to be safe than sorry.
Yeah, it could be anything coming through that Shutter for him, but they have got Rising in the forward spawn up on the Sniper. You got to be careful as he is still in there. He could peek at any point, but Cars sniffing a ghost. Oh no, he's standing AFK on top of the
That
crate.
was so close.
Okay, Tob spots it out. He sees the Shutter moving now, and he is going to back spawn. That was Monka Giga.
Yeah, that was almost the play of the century from Rising there. Just standing in forward spawn, fully charged body shot. Cars AFK on the crate, but just doesn't connect it, unfortunately. But 2 frags going the way of Feint, and then they've already used on the side of Virtus.Bro, and Tobbs is half HP, does get the arrow eventually, but Gazzy is just thrusting forward here. Does take a big direct to the face though, so it is going to have to slow down a little bit, but does the speed slow down, is that enough for Virtus.Bro right now? Like, they're 2 rounds down, and they're just rushing forward on the side of Feint. They're already capping mid with the 4 times, Matty Azian locking off the bat, so this is looking like Feint's game to win right now.
Yeah, it is indeed. Like you said, 9 minutes left on the clock as well. I mean, they've got to make it happen. So we've seen these rounds go. It's been 20 minutes and 2 rounds have been exchanged. So they've got a lot of work to do to bring it back with the current pacing of this game. And Cars, 80% of his Uber charge. It looks like they're going to be giving up yard, but they should be able to hold second. But that's probably not going to be enough for Virtus.Bro. They've got to try and make something extra happen before they get collapsed upon, just like last time.
DQZ possibly getting caught out. Oh, he doesn't survive. Oh, that's unfortunate. The sticky from Matty Azian getting caught on the drop down area instead of going through and killing him, but the stray rocket from Fishkoff does manage to pick up DQZ. There's a scout in behind through Shutter, but he's just giving him the jukes. He does finally go down, but the Uber has been used from the side of Virtus.Bro. It's not looking too great. There's a Solly in the form of Rising behind them. Does get cleaned up in time, and oh, this could be bad for Feint right now. The heals on Virtus.Bro, they're feeling healthy, they're pushing forwards, but I don't know if it's going to be enough.
Yeah, it was very scary there for a moment for the side of Virtus.Bro, but they hold on with team coordination and manage to live out the aggression and onslaught from Feint Gaming. This Voxy now getting caught out in mid by Mist. And they're going to be able to retake this mid. It's even Ubers, 1 player down on each side. Oh, sorry, on each side as the red team now get their spawner, and he should be getting forward spawn coming up rather soon. So it's going to be another stalemate coming out here. 7 minutes on the clock. They kind of got to make something happen sooner rather than later. Mathieu's still dead though.
Immediately. Unfortunately, the bomb from DQZ does get cleaned up as fast as he got in. So it's just about equal again. Yeah, this is, like I said, man, the pacing of this game, although the scoreline is low, I feel like it's actually been much faster than the scoreline indicates. I mean, we did have that awkward section for a moment where Virtus.Bro were holding second with equal Ubers after Mueller disconnected, which ate away even a little bit of the time. But yeah, this game is, I feel like it's also quite a lot more equal than the scoreline dictates. I mean, Feint have really been excellent at crushing those advantages and pushing them forward, but Virtus.Bro have also had some really clutch holds and stuff like that, so yeah, it's a good game, man.
Yeah, it's been nice and even
they have a
pretty
sniper?
much going forwards. As they are actually going to take an Uber trade here. Gazzy just runs in, doesn't care. In towards Kuna, doesn't land really much of any damage, but Cars now pops out the Uber just so that they can re-aggress. Cars is actually out in front there, really leading his team forwards here, but no one's coming into the Shutter. They all go off to the left-hand side. They get distracted. Rising actually coming in behind now, and they haven't spotted him.
They have a sniper
Tobbs is weak.
as well.
Tobbs is super weak. Gets arrowed by Cars, and because of the arrow, manages to trade out evenly.
Going weak as well. Sniper on DQZ. Oh, he hits a perfect surf onto the little cubby shed thing on second. So now he's going to be able to hold down the high ground against scouts. It does drop down eventually, but yeah, this is looking pretty equal still, to be honest. I mean, Virtus.Bro have managed to push into yard, but like we say, it's a tale of 2 halves this second. Pushing into yard, pushing into actual second point are 2 completely different things. The nice shot from DQC onto Fishkoff does immediately get cleaned up though, and Matty Azian with a nice direct onto onto Mist there. Top's going down as well. This is looking like a serious back out situation for Virtus.Bro. Hopefully
Yeah.
they don't overcommit like they did before and drop their med again.
Yeah, going to be backing out of
They're not
garage.
backing out.
Oh no, they're not backing out. They are
pushing in.
coming directly back in. They want to take the super trade on point. It is a nice little trade here, as the blue team have had to flash a lot, but they've got the positional advantage here. Moon's Uber
does he create
nice
it?
little surf,
No.
doesn't create it there. He's going to be able to retrieve the pack from behind it, but the rest of the team of Virtus.Bro now are going to be coming in. They did lose
DQ's
Cars
so
and Kuna,
weak.
but Matty
Yeah.
AZN also low. Mist now committing as well, but the health on the Feint Gaming players is also low. But there's just no
Doesn't
cleanup.
matter, yeah. The focus fire just wasn't there for Virtus.Bro, unfortunately, because, like you say, the health on Feint was just so low, but the health on Virtus.Bro was equally low, and unfortunately, Cars was all the way out of that engagement, so the heal advantage to Feint really paying off there.
Yeah, it looks like Kuna has actually set up a bit of a tire trap here and has also set up a point trap above the point. They are now both being cleared, however, by the side of Feint
aggressive
Gaming.
play into Lunchbox by Feint, but does get caught out by DQZ, so they're being spammed heavily now. They're going to have to back out. Oh, Lanza in deep does get cleaned up in time, so I mean, it's equal players, but Feint are the ones in the driving seat at the moment. They're
Here
getting
comes
some
Eva.
cap time on second. Oh, that's unfortunate. Dropping the demo there.
Yeah, the demo man going down there. Cars only has 88% Uber charge, which means he isn't going to be able to save anyone with that. And it is going to open up now Feint Gaming's opportunity to push in towards last, as they have now started getting a huge player advantage. But Cars now just Ubering in deep with Lanza. They just want to
They
take
could
this one
just
in
wrap.
and
They could
find
just wrap
Matty
the last
AZN.
immediately.
Yeah, they're not doing it. They are all deciding that they want to play back here, but now they can probably take a little bit of a refight here. Moonless managed to get himself a 40% advantage with that play, but no demo man on second. It's going to be very limited spam around the corner for the side of Feint Gaming, and also no pressure onto the shutter,
I want to
so
see
they are going to be
Rising
able to bust.
commit here.
Yeah,
And
Lanza
that's
getting
exactly
cleaned up.
what he does. Gets the frag that you needed to get. Miss going down to an arrow, which is... Oh, Tob's going down to the 1v1 with Ghazi as well. DQZ caught out in Lunchbox, possibly. I mean, the pack's there and he is full, but Ghazi has shown his prowess in these 1v1 situations. He's committing through Z and just nukes Vox Tech, but does get cleaned up by Rising and Matty AZN. This is looking unfortunate for Virtus.Bro right now. They're 3 up now, 4 up, but they're already getting time at the point the Uber comes out, Kuna goes down. They need to focus Lanza here, and I think then the last point is all but sealed. But they do lose 2, yeah. Oh,
Ghazi
that's
getting,
really
yeah,
unfortunate.
Ghazi's the
for
only
both
one
there.
surviving here. The collapse was there. They didn't take any high ground there, so Ghazi just on his own on the point. Nothing to really defend him while he tries to take the point either. So he didn't even try and play it, and therefore they did not get that cap out. It was barely any cap time whatsoever. So now it's just going to open up. Second cap for the side of Virtus.Bro, 100% Uber now for Cars as well. It's looking very positive for them if they want to try and get some rounds back, but 2 minutes left on the clock. It's a big ask.
Yeah, it's not looking too good for Virtus.Bro in my opinion. Like we said before the game, this map can be extremely slow at times, and I feel like it's quite easy to slow this map down as much as you want. So I feel like if Feint play their cards right, they can just slow this, grind this down to a hole, and just make this into trash time. But Fishcop just surfing in with the escape plan out and Minecrafting down a player. DQZ goes down, yeah. Only 3 players up on the side of Virtus.Bro. It's not looking good for them.
Kuna's bashing his face against the keyboard right now. It's Moon actually getting taken down there. A little bit of a collapse into the corner. Cars and Kuna still alive, but they're disconnected. And looks like Rising is going to get spotted here. But Kuna is totally disconnected from his team.
Yeah.
It's going to be a scout now trying to flank on towards them as well, but isn't going to find anything. Heal advantage up for Virtus.Bro, but only 1 minute 35 left on the clock. I don't think they can do it anymore, so we're going to be heading into trash time.
I don't think they can do it either. I think this is a knee trash time. But to be fair, well played to Virtus.Bro. I mean, they took that first map with quite convincing style. I mean, it wasn't so convincing at first, but they took the 2 rounds back and then managed to power through on the golden cap. So, shouts to Virtus.Bro, man. They played well.
Yeah, they did play really well actually in this game. Like they're playing up against a team that's significantly more experienced than them with what you could say more Prem experienced players who have been playing in Prem for longer, where the meta's slightly different to playing down in Div 1, but the game's still the same. So it's like it's a different kettle of fish. But I feel like Virtus.Bro are definitely showing signs of life in this season. You know, they're not looking like they're gonna get counted out early on. You know.
I definitely agree with that. Like you say, that the level of experience, the division that you have experience in plays such a huge role in the way that you play as a team. Like, I don't want to shout out to the egotist, but I mean, he is the GOAT, Banny, for example.
Yeah.
Like, the way he plays the game is so far evolved from the divisions below them. Like, even when he's playing pubs, he just has such a high understanding of what's going on at all times. And I feel like the more you play at a high level, the higher your understanding is.
Yeah, but why be Banny when you can be Mappers instead, you know?
True.
There you go, 2-0. Faint Gaming going to be winning that one out. They're going to be taking home 4 points from this official, and it looks like Virtus.Bro are going to be taking home 2 points from that Golden Cap victory that they had. But GG from both teams out in the chat as they are now leaving the server. So great game from both teams here. Sunshine severely more convincing towards the side of Virtus.Bro. Very controlled game style, but Faint Gaming managed to get the better of them, especially on those mid fights on Granary. That's just going to sort of just be the cake overall there, as we have now got some logs for numbers to look at. Yay, ladies and gentlemen, yay! But you can see, I was right, by the way. Better soldiers win on Granary. Fishkopf there, top damage.
Yeah, he was powerful this game, man. Like, he didn't really show up the most last game, but he was making space for his team and just plowing out that damage. Really good spam, really good sack attempts, and yeah, he played really well.
Yeah, indeed. Looks like Kuna had a bit of a rough game there. 9 kills and 14 deaths up on his scoreline there. Did manage to top damage for his team, though, so it did show that it was probably mostly just having to sit on second for most of the game there and having all his traps cleared. They just knew that it was going to happen throughout the game. So, I mean, he did kind of a good job there, but the DPM really does show this was a stalemate game. 100, only below 200 DPM on the side of Virtus.Bro there. So, really, it was slow and painful and drawn out, and it can be sometimes hard to win out those kinds of games there. But Cars managed to get 50 Nubers, equal drops on both sides, Mula with 30 Nubers. Sort of shows that Cars did survive once again. He had the survivability to get those Ubers out for his team and just support them along the way. So great job of making there. I think Cars is doing a great job of Prem so far. I believe that this is his debut. So he's doing great. I'm looking forward to seeing him in the future. I'm a big Cars fanboy, so shout out to that boy.
Yeah, he played really well. I was quite surprised by his performance on the first map, especially where he had the instinct, where he felt like he didn't have to use, so he didn't use, and he survived.
He did the works. Is there... I'm going to throw it to Beta now. Have we got anyone waiting in the Interview Me channel? If the answer's no. I don't know. I think that's Gazzy, actually. Get him in here! I think we're joined by Gazzy. Is this Gazzy?
Yes.
My brain is so big. How are you feeling after that game, man? How you feeling after taking home 4 massive points in this official?
I could have been more, honestly.
Yeah, how are you feeling about... I should probably take it back all the way back to Sunshine. Sunshine was a very interesting and even watch for you. Were you getting at all frustrated in the game, or were you just focusing as things happened?
I think we just played scared, honestly, on Sunshine. We beat Nerd Rage in the scrim before, and then on Sunshine we didn't do what we wanted to do. We just kind of played scared, and yeah.
Do you think it was a bit of a difference between playing your scrims kind of fast and loose, and the pressure of an official really got to you then, I guess, on Sunshine, where you weren't really practicing what you practiced in the scrims?
I think it was just the Merc, honestly, because of course he doesn't know what we practiced, so it's always a bit more difficult. Although Mula contributed a lot of good calls, so I can't. It's not blaming him. It was just a bit different because our medic was different.
Yeah. What was the kind of team's attitude after Sunshine as well? Did you manage to maintain a positive attitude and go fresh into the next game, or was it?
Yeah. Even after Mula timed out, and like we had the full art, we would have gotten the second round, and he timed out with the full art. I think we kept a positive attitude. I think it's important.
Yeah, that was good. I was hoping that they'd just give you the swords and let you have the Uber advantage, but they were like, it's official, boys. We're not doing that. Not today.
Yeah, we didn't really expect them to, honestly.
Yeah, I mean that is just sort of the nature of the game. At the end of the day, everyone wants those points on the scoreboard, especially in a season like this where it looks like all the teams seem kind of even, so you don't want to give any edge to anyone else. But how did you feel about Granary in general? Did you feel a lot more confident on that map?
Yeah, I think Rising after Sunshine, he was right. He addressed that we kind of played scared. We did that in the last official as well against the Frenchies, and that we just got rolled because of it. And he just addressed it. Yeah, we play scared, and then we were like, okay, let's not play scared.
Yeah,
that was better.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
No, I'm done.
Yanyo, any questions from you, bud?
Yeah, I feel like I need to shout out that play you had on Sunshine where you just busted forward and killed like 4 people in a row, like just powering out and just beasting basically. But my question for you is, how do you feel going forward into the rest of the season?
It's a bit sloppy. We have some weird scrims because the availability is all over the place. So
Yeah.
it's very difficult to schedule. And if you manage to get a scrim, it's not like very rare that someone's missing. So like we practice, but that person is just missing all the things we try out. So we're always behind basically.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I hope you guys can pull together and move forward as a team.
One thing I was going to ask as well, what was your prediction coming into the game, like score-wise? What do you think that you were going to be dominant over this team before coming into the official, or did you feel like it was going to be even from the get-go?
I think we expected a 6-0, but yeah, we played scared. That's the same thing as the Frenchies, basically. I don't think we expected a 6-0 against the Frenchies, but we didn't expect to like just give them all the opportunity to do whatever they want. I think if you get that out of a game, I think it should be fine.
Yeah, it's a bit of a solid response there. I'm gonna ask you now as our only interviewee, have you got any shout-outs before we close this out?
Yeah, shout out my team, shout out Mula for Merkin, shout out Bobby's Broken PC, and shout out Tupac Alive and Server, free Tupac.
Yanyo, any shout-outs from you, bud?
Yeah, shout outs to Peter for observing and maintaining the stream. Shout outs to you, Lucky, for helping me cast, and shout outs to all my TF2 friends.
Beta, shout-outs from you. Okay, you said none. It's great. Thanks, Bia, for being good. I'm just gonna shout out Bia once again. Great having you. Always on production. You do a really good job. Shout out to you, Daniel. Welcome to the casting crew.
Thank you.
Good game as well, Gazzy. Shout out to you. Shout outs to Rush and Cars for a good game and Charlie. I don't know. Thank you everyone for watching this evening, and can't wait to see you in the next one. Cheers, lads.